Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back. This is the Grand Camera Tour. That's right. These are the cameras that got me started on my path in filmmaking. So all of these cameras kind of tell a story of my life. For years they sat in storage until me and my lady moved into this place and I saw this skinny, long boy and thought, what a great place to display my cameras and inadvertently creep out everyone that comes to visit us.
Hey, thanks for coming over, friend person. Welcome to my hobby hole. Come on in. Hey, thanks for having me, friend brother. Wow, this is...
Always watching.
In all seriousness, you don't have to worry about these cameras filming you because I have used these until they broke, so none of them actually work. So me and my lady, we're moving very soon, and these are gonna go back into storage for a little while until I have a place to display them. Yeah, let's take a little trip down memory lane and talk about these cameras. This right here is representative of the first camera that I ever held. And I say representative because this actually isn't the first camera I ever held. The first camera I ever held was unfortunately thrown in the garbage by someone that I have completely shed myself of. That's right, it was my past self. And you know, you do dumb, stupid things when you're young and you think you need to get rid of things and, you know, you're not thinking about displaying all your cameras in the future and, you know, you just do stupid things. But anyway, the first camera I ever held was a big old VHS camera like this. Looked pretty much just like it. This is a Curtis Mathis. Our camera was a Panasonic. But yeah, it was just like this. You know, we grew up filming all our home videos, babies' births, babies walking, first steps, birthday parties, all that stuff. But I just remember like being a kid and like feeling like I had so much power when my parents would let me film stuff. Yeah. They didn't let me film births, thank God. That would be traumatizing. Like, look at this viewfinder. Like, they just don't make them like this anymore. Like, cameras that have big viewfinders and are big and heavy like this are so expensive. Of course, this was probably expensive back in the day too. But VHS takes a big VHS tape, kids. Got this nice top handle. This is cool. I love this. Moving on, we come to this Sony Digital 8 camcorder. This takes these guys right here. Sony Hi8 / Digital 8 tapes. Yeah, so this guy, this is what I became a filmmaker on. I mean, this is what I started making my first movies. Like this VHS camera, we did home movies, and then this camera, we still did home movies, but I actually started doing like narrative-driven stuff on this.
Yes, Dr. Main guy.
Sony Handycam DCR TRV 520. Yeah, this actually is a pretty sweet camera for a consumer camera because it's got this little focus ring on the front and it's got audio inputs and a headphone jack. Yeah, and it was a great camera. It has night shot. I filmed so much stuff on this and I used it until it broke and became absolutely unusable. And then we had to upgrade to this camera, which is also broken. But this is basically an updated version of this Sony Handycam, and it's also a TRV series. I think it's a 720. But yeah, it's an updated version of this camera, but they took off some of those features. Like there's no focus and there's no headphone or audio jack. But it was still a great camera. I mean, I made so much stuff on this also. But keep in mind, like these were my family's cameras, so I couldn't always just take these whenever I wanted, even though usually I did. But then I temporarily had this camera which was given to me by a friend who wasn't using it anymore. And this is a JVC camera, and it takes the mini DV tapes, which some of you may remember. But look at that monitor. Ooh, Cybercam, digital Cybercam. Battery goes on the side, which is interesting. And I shot a couple of sketches, a couple of shorts with this. I actually didn't use this for that long until, ladies and gentlemen, I got my first HD camera. This is the Canon Vixia HF100, and it takes SD cards. I remember when I upgraded to this camera, and I was worried about the whole SD card thing because I was like, I'm not gonna have hard copies of things, which actually ended up being valid because I've had like 3 2-terabyte hard drives fail on me. So it's like 6 terabytes of content. But this was a sweet camera. I mean, the image that came off of this thing was great for just a consumer level camera. I mean, full HD CMOS sensor. And if you're wondering what this is, this was a lens attachment. So back in the day, when people wanted to get that nice film look with like a shallow depth of field where you could blur out the background, but they would attach these lens adapters that would allow people to add manual lenses to them. Now this, I can't remember where I bought this from, but it turned out to be not that great, and I never really used it. I wasted like $200 on this adapter. But this camera, man, this camera really helped me hone my skill a lot and helped me start producing way higher quality videos. Shot a lot of weddings and stuff on this thing. Shot my first music video on this. The accessory shoe you'll see is like a little mini accessory shoe that was made by Sony. So if you wanted to attach normal accessories, you had to attach this adapter. And it's got a headphone jack, a mic jack, shoots in 24p, cinema mode. So it just had a lot of features that really helped me start getting like a cinema quality look. Until I upgraded to the camera that you're watching this on right now, which I'll talk about in a moment. But first, let's talk about these guys. Now these I actually have never used, but they are awesome nonetheless. This camera was my first Super 8 camera given to me by actually the same guy who gave me this camera. Him and his mom bought this at a garage sale, I think when I was like 13. And it's, this is so cool. I love this thing. But I actually have never used it. Maybe one day I'll get some Super 8 film in this thing. And then this one is, these are all Super 8 cameras. This one is my aunt's, who is a beautiful, wonderful person, and she did film a lot of stuff on this. Then this one I bought because it was in mint condition and has a lot of manual features, and it does run. And so I'm hoping to shoot some Super 8 content in the near future. The cool thing about these is it just takes like the Super 8 cartridges that fit in there. And I mean, this is a heavy camera. It's a nice quality Super 8 camera. So, and then the camera that you're watching this on is of course the Canon 5D Mark III, which is a camera that is about 10 years old now, but still produces an amazing image quality. The only downside is it shoots 1080p instead of 4K, which, you know, 4K and up is like the big thing now, but it's still a great image. Like, it looks great. But the model before that, the Canon 5D Mark II, was the first stills camera to support 24 frames a second HD video. And that kind of just changed the game for independent filmmaking, because like I said, people were adapting all of these video cameras to be able to put their own manual lenses on them. And all of a sudden, they could just use a still camera and put any lens they wanted on it with a full frame sensor, and it just changed the game. Now there's just so many amazing cameras out, it is crazy. The affordability and the kinds of things that you can do with all these new cameras, especially in the last year, there's been so many cool things come out. So hopefully maybe I'll be able to upgrade to something in the next year or so, we'll see, but yeah, that's what we got for now. Thank you guys for watching. I love seeing you here. Please subscribe if you want to help me grow the channel and be notified when I make new videos. and I'll see you next week. Peace. Beautiful people, hello! Welcome to the Grand Camera Tour. That's right. Oh, that was perfect. That camera doesn't work anymore.